What's up, everybody? Welcome to today's video. In today's video, we will be talking about episode 8 of season 1 of Daredevil Born Again, otherwise entitled Owl of Joy. Now, this episode was amazing. This was a return to form that we needed. This was the first episode post the restructuring of the show, and you can tell this episode had everything that I wanted. It is leagues better than last week's episode, which episode 7 was arguably the weakest episode of the season, but we all know why. This show went through a whole restructuring of sorts. So, I mean, I'm not faulting them that on, I'm not faulting them on that. That last week's episode still had an amazing fight scene. It's just really short and just felt cut and pasted together, if you get what I mean. But this episode, man, this episode was great. But before we get to all of that, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. You can also become a channel member today if you would like to. I have my perks listed on my channel. You can go check all of that out. And join the Geek Drums Nation today if you want to. If you're returning, do the same thing, especially subscribe, because if you're returning, you should be subscribed to my channel, right? But the penultimate episode of Daredevil, Bullseye is back. We have a huge Bullseye story. Poindexter is being moved from being under enhanced supervision, basically protective custody, to being put in Gen Pop, in the general population. Why? Fisk arranged for that to happen. We all know Fisk doesn't want to leave any loose ends, but what we find out towards the end of this episode is just insane, but I'll get to that in just a moment. It's a lot of moving cards in this episode. And actually, I really love, like I say this every week, but I love how they are contrasting Matt up against Fisk and like the different conversations that they have, because we see Buck come to Matt's apartment looking for Heather to give her an invitation to the black and white gala that Fisk is having, because the project that he's doing with the ports or whatever, it's a success. He's getting funding, private and public, but how he's getting that public funding and private is we see him do it with the swordsman. He's using blackmail. He lets the swordsman know, Henry Ducart, I believe that's his name. If I'm butchering it, let me know. He lets him know, like, yeah, I know about you being a vigilante, and I would hate to have to come in and just, F up your life. I would hate to have to expose some things, let some things come out on you. And the height difference between the two was insane. Well, he's strong-arming people. He's being the kingpin. He's getting back to being the person that he was before his incident with Echo, and I like that. We also see in this episode, Vanessa just straight up kills Adam, like shoots him twice in the chest, then once in the head, and does it for Fisk. So they are a more united front than ever. Whereas contrasted against Heather and Matt, they're growing further and further apart, because Heather is honestly tired of Matt being withdrawn and checked out and just being gone at all times of night, coming back beat up. She doesn't know he's Daredevil. He's not going to tell her. I initially thought that he was going to tell her today. Well, not today, but during the episode, I thought he was going to tell her, because he's trying to warn her about what Fisk wants, why Fisk wants her to be at the gala, yada yada yada, that he's just using her. But we all know how she feels about vigilantes. The way that she was talking about Muse and about Daredevil, about Matt, calling them like just acting like boys in a mask, acting like animals. And I'm just sitting there like, dang, Matt, like you're gonna take that. But I mean, he can't obviously defend it. Like even he said, Daredevil was, saving her. He wasn't trying to do what Muse was doing. He was saving her. And she said, no, he was doing that basically for his own ego, his own agenda. And that's crazy. She said, I saved myself. That's insane. Although she did kill Muse. But like I said, it is a comic book run where Matt basically does gaslight Heather and she ends up committing suicide. She does kill herself in the comics. So I wonder, is this going to lead to her becoming the new Muse? We know Muse is supposedly in season 2. Is she going to become the new Muse, or are they going to follow that comic book story arc and she does kill herself because being like stressed by Matt or whatever? I hope not, because I like Matt and I don't think he wants to do anything that will cause her harm. He's just trying to protect her at the end of the day. And we see Matt basically going through the emotions of it all. Everything is getting to him, and ultimately he feels powerless as Daredevil and as a lawyer. He couldn't help Hector. Hector still got killed. Hector's niece, the new White Tiger, she's gonna be the White Tiger, Angela. She ends up getting taken by Muse, ends up getting hurt. Just everything keeps falling through the cracks, and it all comes back to when he lost Foggy. everything's falling through the cracks. And we see that when him and Kirsten are, basically talking to one of their new clients who is basically blackmailing teachers and conning teachers out of their money. And Matt calls him out on his BS, calls him out online. He's listening to his heartbeat. And like Kirsten basically tells like, what's going on? Like, you can't do that to a potential client. Like, you tripping, like, what's going on? And he says, basically in so many words, I feel powerless. It's nothing I can do. Like, I feel powerless. And that resonated with me because he's talking about on both fronts. As I've said before, he's talking about as Daredevil and as a lawyer. He feels like he's failing. And honestly, I would feel that way too. You gave up being Daredevil for almost a year after the incident with Foggy. You gave it up. I know Cherry's giving you crap about it as well, but I mean, you got to figure it out. After he leaves there, Cherry does track him down at Josie's. They share a drink. Like, this is his first time being back there. The bar isn't even open anymore because it's shut down after the incident between Bullseye and Foggy's quote-unquote murder. Foggy's not dead. I refuse to believe that. I think they're doing a storyline or he faked his death. But as we dive further into this episode, we do see that at the gala, Fisk has his task force on full patrol. Like, they even catch a waiter taking pictures of Fisk coming out of his office with Henry, with the swordsman, and he's taking pictures. He sends Powell and another officer over there to do it. And Powell is doing what he does best, being a corrupt cop, roughing the dude up. And Commissioner Gallo tries to go and stop him from basically abusing that man. Like, they put the man's hand in a fryer, and Gallo and all his other cops tell the commissioner, like, it's nothing you can do. I don't work for you. There's nothing you can do to stop me. And he's right. The commissioner is basically powerless to stop any of this police corruption because the mayor, Fisk, has given them carte blanche to do anything that they want. And that's insane. We also see Daniel being promoted to deputy mayor of communications. Sheila's not too happy about that because she feels like he's not ready. But I think Sheila knows Fisk, and Sheila's gonna, she's gonna say her piece, but she's not gonna say too much because she doesn't want to end up dead. Rightfully so. I wouldn't want to either. And we do see like Commissioner Gallo called BB out on basically being Fisk is what am I talking about? Being Fisk, yes woman, and basically posting about all the propaganda and stuff because Daniel did threaten her, and Daniel said, I didn't want to have to do that, but I'm making moves, leaps and bounds, and she's just playing along with it. But we do find out that she is trying to investigate the murder of her uncle. That's a whole reason for being here. And Commissioner Gallo does promise that he will get her all the files on all the corrupt cops that are in his vigilante task force. And I really appreciate that. I want to see where BB's storyline is going to go. I hope she does not die. This show loves killing people off. And I like BB. I hope she does not die. But I love how she's basically stringing Daniel along. And I really like that. Now, getting to the meat and potatoes of this episode. When Matt does show up, again, Heather and him have words. She's like tired of it. Rightfully so. She was kind of annoying with it. But Matt just straight up was ignoring her and listening to Fisk's conversation. Now, at the same time, we do I'm sorry guys, I jump around. I'm sorry because this episode was just so good. I'm sorry, I'm jumping around. This was after Matt had already went to meet with Poindexter at the prison, slammed his head against the table, knocked some teeth loose or whatever. We see Poindexter getting his stitches, and we see him moving this. And my thing is, how don't you see what this man is doing? He's literally doing it in front of your face. He's ripping a tooth out of its socket and uses that as a projectile. He uses it as a projectile, and shoots it, literally spits it right into the guard's eye, and then picks up two scissors and kills the guard and the doctor, the prison doctor. Now, what does he do after that? He puts on a prison guard's clothes and gets on a prison transport van. That all seemed too easy because I would figure they should know what he looks like, but hey, it's a comic book movie. It's a comic book show. It's comic booky. This type of stuff happens in comic books. Now, he gets out. Buck gets a call from one of the guards. Yes, Fisk has, the guards in his pocket. I'm not surprised. They let him know that Poindexter broke out, stole the guard's uniform. Where's Poindexter at? He's at the gala. He has a dumb big gun, like humongous. Now, that's when Matt figures out that, it was Vanessa. Vanessa was the one who set up Foggy to be killed. Now, why would she hire the guy that tried to kill her? I have no clue, but I mean, criminals are insane. Again, she just killed Adam after he was, filling her with man meat for months when Fisk was gone. So, yeah, she just killed Adam for Fisk. They're a united front. It doesn't matter anymore. We also find out that she was basically playing Luca last week, and Fisk was in on it. That's how Buck was ready to take the kill shot. Now, they're talking, and at this time, literally, they're still contrasting this time Matt and Vanessa against Heather and Fisk. Now, we see them talking, and I'm thinking that Fisk was about to expose Matt. I'm thinking he's about to tell Heather, Matt is the devil of Hell's Kitchen. How don't you know that? And honestly, I think he was before the unthinkable happened. Matt jumped in front of the bullet that was meant for Fisk. Even Bullseye was shocked because Bullseye doesn't miss. He was shocked that Matt did that. I was shocked that Matt did that. This is the penultimate episode. We have our hero getting shot in the chest, not the arm, in the chest. He's laying on the ground bleeding out. Everybody's rushing. We see BB and Daniel, trying to figure out what's going on. We see Fisk and Vanessa getting escorted out. And we see these idiot cops trying to help get Fisk out as well. Guys, this episode was a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 all day for me. I cannot wait until the finale. The finale is 58 minutes long. Gonna be one of the longer episodes of the season. It's a minute longer than the pilot, so I am really, really excited, guys. Like I said, this episode was a 10 out of 10. Let me know down below in the comment section what you thought about this week's episode, guys. I'm so ready for season 2. We need season 2 like right away. We need it right away, but I'm glad it is confirmed. I'm glad they are filming. This show has been a roller coaster, but I'm glad to be on it. Like I said, please like, share, and subscribe. Become a channel member today, and I will catch you all next time.